Well, with me is the CEO of PwC Southern Africa, Mr. Ignatius Sehoole. Thanks for joining me. You have alluded to a fact of an African Union report pointing to over $50 billion exiting the African shores as a result of underhand methods. How does that happen?
And that's the point I was challenging the accountants here, because we're talking about ethics, we're talking about morals, we're talking about fighting corruption in the continent. And yet when you go to these corporates, you're going to find it's qualified accountants that are enabling this move of money from outside the continent. It's the African professionals that are assisting these corporates to actually rape their own continent. And it doesn't make sense. And it's about time that we stand up to the continent that is our motherland and do what's right for the continent and stop helping people who are plundering and stealing money from our continent.
What has gone wrong with most of the accountants, because they're supposed to be the suppliers to this?
Yeah, but if they're given the right incentives, and people get greedy. You know, because one of the things that we spoke about in terms of education, you find that most people that are in corporates and in political leadership, they send their kids to school elsewhere. So the mess that's happening in education in our different countries, they couldn't give a damn, because it doesn't affect them. It's for other children, not their children. It's because they know they can get superior education elsewhere, but they're not working to make their own local education superior.
So are you suggesting that most African countries have lost their sense of belonging to their people, or they lack political will?
Of course. I mean, there's nothing that demonstrates that you've lost your sense of responsibility for your people when you steal money and send it offshore. That proves that you've got no loyalty to your own country, because you're stealing money, you're taking it offshore for your own selfish needs. It's got nothing to do with the people that elected you into power.
But you are choosing accountants of aiding the vice. What should be done?
As we heard today, I'm challenging each and every accountant to first and foremost realize that they are African before they are anything else, and pledge their allegiance to this continent, and make sure that they don't do anything that hurts the continent. And it starts within your own country.
Of course, you have heard some statements and encouragement from land people saying that much as corruption is bad, but it keeps many African countries moving together.
Yeah, but you see, that's the thing. When you are so corrupt that you don't even know, that you've lost all sense of what's right and what's wrong, then you think corruption is good. I spoke about a conscience, which is a God-given gift. If you do something wrong, your conscience tells you. But this